that close to a double.
The lonely 10-pin.
Yes. 4 marks in a row. Another big first ball and another 9 drop.
Wow. Out of nowhere, they had 40 after the first 5 boxes. And now they're at a 116 in the 9th and chance for another mark. No, not this time.
Doing really the same thing they did last week, Dan. Not quite as dramatically, but taking a small lead and building it in the second game. And they did all of that building in the last few boxes. 125 this time for Girolman and Fuller. 245 through 2 and a 27-pin lead with 1 game to go. We'll be back and see if Barraza and Richards can answer in game 3. Don't go away. Work here. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, if you want Dan to give a little quick bowling tip on the air, whatever you like, send your comments, questions into WNDS TV 50, 50 Television Place, Derry, New Hampshire 03038. I've mentioned this on the air many times before, but it's certainly worth repeating. We don't get a chance to really respond to every letter, either in writing or over the air, but we do appreciate the mail, and we enjoy hearing from you. Brian Fuller.
Come on, Dick. All right, come on, go get it.
And the spare for Brian. We have a 27-pin lead on the board for Girolman and Fuller. Oh, no. Blocked. That piece of wood blocking Brian on the 5 and the 9.
Just deflected. The wood deflected that ball around the 5 and the 9. Now Dave Richards up on lane number 30.
And the big strike. You're right, Dan. Dave Richards seems to be on target on lane 30 more often than not.
That time in the 1-2 pocket, but it's a lot of pin action off that ball. Just a little heavier that time in the head pin. Let's see. We're going to get a break with the 6-pin. 6-7 left.
Interesting, though, to this point, Dan, the team of Barraza and Richards with just 2 spares and 4 strikes. Oh, that would have been a big spare right there for Dave, but not quite. 9 fill on the strike. And the 10 box. 29 through 2. Just missing. Normally that, although it sounds good to have more strikes than spares, that generally is not a good indicator.
You're right.
Usually means you're not giving yourself enough chances to make spares.
You know, unless you bowl 7 boxes and get 5 strikes, I guess.
Then that's
yeah,
different.
That's different.
Pretty tough to depend on those strikes, though.
3, 6, and 7. Off the wall.
Oh,
yes.
Great shot. Ed liked it. Mark number 11 for the team, and this was pretty.
Inside the 3-pin, off the wall. And there goes the 7.
Now the fill.
1-2-6.
$10 for Ed. 55 through 4. Remember, Jerome and Fuller had a 27-pin lead coming into this game. Rick Barassa getting a few extra pins. He'll have the 1 and the 10. Let's see. No. $10 for Rick.
Lead now 33. And running out of time. They're going to put some offense up now, the team of Barassa and Richards.
That ball coming up a little bit short. 1, 2, 7, 9, and 10. Well, certainly not the leave you would select when you need a mark, but it is makeable. Hit that 1-2 pocket correctly, something like that, and he got robbed on the 9-pin.
Everything but the 9.
Great effort by Rick Barassa. It turns out to be a $10, though. We will pause right here. Jerome and Fuller in the lead. 6 boxes to go. They're looking for their second straight win. We'll be back to see if they can close it out. Don't go away. The applause for Brian Fuller. Getting another pocket hit. Leaves the 310.
And the wood looks good from here. I may have trouble with a 10-pin. See, no, just pushes it straight back. Mark on the 5th, 65, and a ball to come. Leading by 33.
Oh, my. All 3 marks for the team in this game over on lane 30, but they have not solved lane 29 yet. And after a 3 on the spare, now Brian's trying to bail out here. Take 8.
Only a total of 21 pins in those 2 boxes. Chance for Dave Richards to put up 2 big marks, cut right into that lead.
And Dave is in there for a strike.
Yeah, lane 30 again. I know he's thinking, boy, if I could throw a double strike here, this game is going to really tighten up. Light hit, let's see. Still
Look out!
falling. The 10-pin. This could be a tough pin for Dave. Way that ball spins and wants to break from right to left. He's going to use a lot of speed.
Nope. He knew that was a critical shot, too. That could have helped cut into the lead. Instead, with the 10 box, it will still be a 25-pin lead with 4 boxes to go. Well, that could have been a big miss right there.
That's an example of what you were just talking about, more strikes than spares. Just no single pins. 2 spares and 5 strikes.
Ed waiting out the wood here.
5 and 10. Piece of wood directly in front of the 5, I believe. Might be able to get by and cut the 5 over. If not, he might be able to move the wood. It's going after the wood.
Nope. Of course, in this situation, Every mark for Gerolman and Fuller moves them closer to closing out the match. Let's take another look at that.
Just sliding by that 5.
An open here. In the 8th leaves the door open a little bit. Let's see.
It's going to be a tough one. The 3, 6, and the 4. A piece of wood, but I don't think it's going to come into play.
Nope. So there will be an opening for Rick Barassa. Ed Gerolman is through for the day. A couple of frustrating boxes there. He threw some pretty good balls, but didn't get anything to show for it.
It's on the head pin. New life for Rick Barassa. He can put 2 marks up. In a hurry. You heard Dave Richards, hurry up. He knew that ball was way out to the right. Excuse me.
All choked up about this match, huh?
Oh, takes a lot out of me up here. 7, 9, 10.
It's the altitude.
Yeah, that's right. We're up a little higher here in Londonderry.
This will look great if it goes. Oh, almost. Rick just couldn't get it to jump over there.
25 pins down. They're 3 marks away with 3 boxes remaining. So I'd say they'd have to put one up now.
Easy math.
It's a good-looking ball. Kicks out the 6 pin and then the 2. 4, 7.
Well, a mark here would certainly put just a tiny bit of extra pressure on Brian Fuller, because then he'd like to put one up, but Rick picks it off.
He's on the object pin, but flush, and now you're in the double strike situation for Dave Richards.
Still the 25 pin difference. Now 2 boxes to go.
Of course, a couple marks by Brian Fuller here, and could close the door entirely.
Ooh.
However, a bad frame would take him out of the situation of a double strike and just 2 big marks. A lot of possibilities.
The winners to face Norm Bork and Rick Kojecki in the semifinals next Saturday. It's a 9 box for Brian. 104 through 9. They're going to be well below their total of last week, but it may be enough. No, big first ball there, and Brian will be shooting at the 5 pin with no wood in the way. And there is mark number 13 for the team. They had 20 last week. And Brian loves this 10th frame.
114 plus this bonus ball.
Last week he threw a triple strike in the 10th. First game today he went strike spare in the 10th. And this time, oh, look at this. Strike spare. Or I should say spare strike. Either way, it's 20 pins in the 10th.
I believe that locks Dave Richards out. Got 29 pins in the last 2 boxes. He's down by 25. Well, he needs a triple strike.
Yep.
It's still possible.
Got to have all strikes there.
Yep.
He's thrown several already, and almost.
That will do it.
Well, we talked about the whole element of spares and strikes, and here in the final 2 boxes of the match, that's just the 3rd spare for the team of Richards and Barassa. They have 5 strikes, but they haven't been able to put any of them together. But really, the difference in this match, when you look back, Dan, is those 4 boxes toward the end of the second game when Gerolman and Fuller went spare, spare, strike, spare.
So at that point, they were 8 pins down in that game alone. They came back to win that game 128 to 106.
So make it 2 in a row for Ed Gerolman and Brian Fuller. A 120 for Barassa and Richards. Their total 338. And the 3-string total for our champions, 369. 2 straight wins. They'll move into the semifinals next week. And we will move into our interviews with the bowlers right after these words. Welcome back to the Londonderry Bowling Center. Week 2 of this opening series of the 93-94 season in the books. And this time, another win for Ed Gerolman and Brian Fuller. The final score is once again 369 to 338. Let's bring up our runners-up, give them some prize money here. Rick Barassa and Dave Richards will take home the runner-up checks. Come on up, guys, and share $200 here. You can split those checks up for me. And it was kind of a funny match. We talked about this before, about when a team gets going with more strikes than spares. That makes it tough unless you put the strikes together, and you just weren't able to do that.
Well, that's it. You know, I mean, I had a couple strikes there and then got a spare leave, and I just couldn't take advantage of it, you know, and not taking anything away from those guys. Those guys pulled out.
We appreciate both of you guys being here. Rick, it's good to see you. I know you hadn't been here for a while. Maybe not the way you'd hoped it would turn out, but a close match right up till the end. There were opportunities for you.
Yeah, we just couldn't string them together. The whole day, just nothing. Maybe next time.
You got that. You had that strike ball working though on lane 30, didn't you?
Couldn't do anything wrong on that lane. Would like to stay there, but.
Congratulations on making it to the show. Of course, full season stretching out in front of us, so perhaps we'll see you again before the springtime. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, Rick Barassa and Dave Richards, our runners-up. Let's bring our winners up again. Second time here at the end of the show. Ed Gerolman and Brian Fuller. Not the big spectacular 427 this time, but enough to get the W, I suppose, huh?
Hey, we'll take them any way they come, I guess. You know, I'm just going to keep him bowling last. He's a 10th frame, boy, oh boy.
Hey, you like that? You like that 10th spot, don't you?
So far, yeah.
Now, at this point, do you guys think you got 2 in a row? You think about winning 4 straight at this point?
Never. Not with the guys coming up. I know Rick Kachecki very well and very capable of putting the big scores up there.
Well, that'll be next week. We'll look forward to seeing that one.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Ed Gerolman, Brian Fuller. And let's get a look at next week. A little preview here on Stars and Strikes Doubles from the number 4 spot. Ed Gerolman and Brian Fuller now with 2 wins in a row. A 427 2 weeks ago. This week, a 369, the match a little bit closer, but still the win. And it doesn't matter if you win by 100 or you win by 1. It's all the same. You move on, and they get a chance to face our number 2 seeded team now, Norm Bork and Rick Kajecki, next week.
They'd like 2 more weeks just like the last 2, and they'd be in the tournament of champions. That's what they're looking for, and a win is a win.
All right, don't forget, tomorrow afternoon at noon here on The Wins, we'll have week 2 in singles for you. Tom Morgan looks for his 2nd straight win. He will face Bill Coppold. Until then, don't forget to come back here next Saturday at noon for Stars and Strikes Doubles. I'm Doug Brown for the whole crew. Have a good weekend, everybody.